to talk about the new reputation management system that we've implemented, and it has to do with reviews. With Easy Busy Pets, we like to take advantage of the data that you have to give you the best value out of it. And one of those things we found was reviews and reputation management to help you attract new customers that that might be interested, but they're looking for some sort of feeling of a referral or trust that they can gain from other people's experiences with you. Go to our website here and go straight to an extra page there that talks about it a little bit more. The concept is broken down into three parts: the collection of or way of collecting reviews from customers, how to manage it, and then sort of what it looks like. We're going to go ahead and show how the whole thing works, and then what I'll do is talk to you about how you can set it up on your own unique systems with Easy Busy Pets. And to do that, I'm going to use our demo, petcaredomo.com, which is again just a pretend business, but it's a real website and all that. And reviews are asked for at the end of an appointment. Whenever you finish a sit or a groom or a daycare is completed, for example, the customer receives an email that, with a pet report as part of that. And now when they receive that email, they'll also be asked if they were happy with this experience. And if they are, it would guide them to a reviews experience as well, so that they can also talk about their positive experience with your service. If they're not happy, they're also guided into a separate part where they can give you some feedback. And I'm just going to pick one of these services here. It doesn't really matter which one. I'll choose this service here with Button the dog and Hugo the dog. That's the customer, Stephanie. And I'm just going to check into it, which has nothing to do with the review system, but it just we're going to get to that stage where it does make sense to ask them for a reference, not a reference, but a review. So we checked in to the job, and then we're going to check out. So on checkout, as most of you know, Stephanie, the customer, will get your pet report with all your pictures and notes and everything that you've accumulated during the job. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up that email that she just received, and I'll actually show you here on screen. Now, as you all know, it would have your logo and your branding and all that, but I'm using my demo. And in addition to the viewing of the appointment, it asks, would you recommend us to friends and family? Your feedback helps other pet parents make informed choices and helps us to continually improve our service. Now, this is not necessarily what you would want written here, so it's up to you. It's part of the settings to decide what's actually written here. And if they choose yes, it'll take them into the reviews process, where they choose the star rating and their experience. If they choose no, it'll ask them to give you feedback. Both results come to the same place for you to look at. What the system does with those responses is up to you. So just for experience, let's choose yes. So we're the customer. We received let's log in as a pet owner here. So we're the customer and we received the email, and we did have a good experience. So we're going to click yes. So Stephanie is the customer, maybe a 4-star for whatever reason, or let's just make it 5-star. And she'll say something like, thank you so much. I had the most amazing pictures and felt that both Button and Hugo were safe in the hands of, enter your business here. And it could be quite elaborate. Of course, they can also go to Google or Facebook to leave reviews there as well. So once they submit that, you're going to get a notification. So I'm just waiting for that notification. A review was submitted. I'll show you that one. As the manager, you just received this email. It says, Stephanie gave you 5 stars. That's the actual review, and you can view the review to see what's going on. So it's going to take you to your review system. What if she said no? She wasn't very happy with her experience. Let's see where that takes us. So I'll go back to that email to the client. And if she says no, she wasn't very happy with it. Oh, it's stopping me because it knows that I'm on the same machine. But otherwise, it would actually give me a place to actually report my negative experience. It will not be shared in the reviews publicly. It's just something for you to actually review and appreciate as feedback if there is any at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in as the manager of the business. Each of you have your own accounts, so you would do so. And or if you clicked on that link in the email that you received in review, it would take you to this place right here. So you go to your dashboard, marketing, reviews. And there are a few things that we do under marketing, but for the purposes of this presentation, we're just going to focus on reviews here. And there's two places that you can review your reviews. The first one is showing you a list chronologically of every single review that you received, including your negative feedback, if there is any. Like this one, for example, I didn't like XYZ and would appreciate, etc., etc. When you see these, they're going to be initially grayed out, which means that's for you to decide whether you want it to show. Where it will show, I'll show you in just a moment. But now it's an active and published review amongst the list of other reviews that I've had historically sent my way. If there was an appointment associated with it, because you can have reviews that don't associate it to appointments, it'll actually reference the appointment in question. Now, for those of you who are wondering, there's automation as well. So if you want, you can have the system automatically approve the positive reviews that would come your way, especially if you're one of those businesses that has hundreds and hundreds of appointments a day, and maybe you don't want to go and check off every single one to choose whether it's viewable or not. What does this look like? Reviews can come as a separate landing page where it lists all these chronologically, the latest ones first, or it can be a widget. If you have a website with us, if you're on the Easy Busy Pets integrated website, you can actually integrate it as well. So if I go to my homepage here, I actually took the liberty of adding it before our call. And it's a widget amongst your options of widgets. And here it is. Thank you so much. I had the most amazing pictures. It's already showing up. I didn't have to do anything. So your websites will become even more alive now. They'll start having all the reviews popping up. And you can choose what it looks like and how many are showing, and some statistics up top. For example, your average is 4.5 stars. You can make that show. In fact, I'm going to edit the page here, and I'm going to add the same widget to its right to show you the different things you can do. So I'm going to add an element, and it's going to be a review. And this one's set up a little bit differently by default. Of course, I can change my font, for example, and I can edit the way the data is showing. And there's a few options here, including the count. So hopefully that makes sense. And that concludes how it actually comes to be. If they went to Google or Facebook to make a review, you'd still see a thumbs up from them here as well. So it wouldn't be the star rating because they went to Google and Facebook to do the reviews, but there would still be a thumbs up instead of the stars. It looks really nice. So at least there's reviews everywhere. Now, the next stage in the presentation is to show you how to set all this up. Essentially, it's not on. We give you the decision to turn it on. It's highly recommended, of course, because, well, why not? So let's go to Dashboard and Marketing. It doesn't cost you anything to do this, so it's just an excellent benefit of the Easy Busy Pet solution. So we go to reviews, and we're going to go to settings. And this is where you configure how you want the thing to think. First of all, enable your reviews. If you don't enable it, it won't show. It won't ask for anything. It'll just same as it was before. This checkbox will allow the system to push through any reviews, regardless of their rating. Know that you can always go and unapprove it. If you have this turned on, you can always unapprove it as well. So you just go to your reviews list and unapprove the ones that you don't like. So it depends on your risk levels. For those of you who want a separate page to show something about reviews for submission, you can just copy this link. And let's actually take a look and see what it looks like here. If I want to ask people for a review, maybe I send them an email and I'll say, hey, can you please give me a review? And then they can click that link and come here. It'll be captured as a review in the system as well. The difference between this one and the ones that come to the customer during an appointment is that there's no appointment associated with it per se, right? So that's why when you see a list of the reviews that came in for your reputation, there was one of them that didn't have an appointment associated with it. It's just because this is another way of receiving reviews from customers that have nothing to do with appointments. So here's an example of one where there was no appointment at the very bottom by this customer, Bob. And this is one where it was recommended by the customer, John, but he went off to Facebook to also give a review there. So it's all listed if you want it to be. Going back to the settings, none of you will have any rules set up. You need to go ahead and add a rule. I'm going to remove this one. There's actually going to be quite a few rules being built in over the next month or so. The first one, because it's phase one, is this one, which is client on appointment completed or checkout is asked for a recommendation, or that is a review of their experience. And this is where you can set your content so that it's not vanilla, it's unique to your business. So I'm going to add that. Otherwise, it wouldn't show it in the email, the checkout email, or that report, that is. Furthermore, if you go to Google your business or your Facebook page, there's links that are generated from there, direct links to the place where one can make a review of your business on those platforms. It doesn't have to be just these two. It could be Capterra or Yelp or a variety of other things. So you just edit the sites here, add them, and then it'll show up as an option when the customer sees it. And furthermore, there's controls on which services you may want the review to be asked. Some of them don't really need a review because they might be minor type of services. Perhaps it's irrelevant. And so that's where you set up your review settings. This is where you manage your reviews. And when you activate them, you start getting reputation. And so that concludes essentially the reviews feature.